What's up, guys? You know who it is. Marcus J. Jackson with another Live Life episode for you. This is Live Life number 21. All right. So I'm definitely excited about this month being National Suicide Awareness Month, National Suicide Awareness and Prevention Month. Shout out to everybody who is still on this side with us. I'm glad. I appreciate the support, the comments, and everything. So I'm very, very thankful to provide this platform for people. I make myself available every single night from 12 a.m. to 2 a.m. From 12 to 1, I do a live video packed with information, packed with content, to help you become the strongest version of yourself, okay? And I'm very, very excited, all right? Especially about this month. A lot of us have, have made it, to this 9th month of the year, and it is an accomplishment, all right? So if you are here with us, consider yourself lucky. I am more than sure this is some divine intervention going on. If you just happen to click on this video and you are on the fence about suicide, this is definitely the place where you want to be. If you are in danger, I have to do my little disclaimer, if you will. If you're in danger of hurting yourself or anyone else, right, please contact 911 immediately so we can get you some help, all right? If you need to talk to someone right now as we speak, I want you to contact the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. It's 800-273-8255. Again, that's 1-800-273-8255. I put it in the comments there. Also, along with some other resources that you can tap into as well. And looks like it. Okay. So this is a very, very laid back, platform. Please feel free to comment, add whatever, you can, your comments are like oxygen to me. So I greatly appreciate it. Just a moment, setting up my computer there. All right, cool. All right. So yes, if you want more information about me, or you want to know more about the Live Life series, you can go to my YouTube channel at Marcus J. Jackson. All right, you can go there, and there is an abundance of information there on business, nutrition, fitness, all the things, all the tools that you need to become the greatest version of yourself. All right. If you want to contact me, my contact number is 469-626-7486. Again, that's 469-626-7486. And let me move my camera here. All right, there we go. Like I said, you can contact me 24/7. However, during the day, I'm a realtor also, and I also have clients that I coach as well. So if I don't answer the phone, I'm on the phone talking to a client. So leave me a message, or you can text me, or feel free to inbox me as well. I know some of you have reached out to me to inbox, and I appreciate it. Some of you have emailed me, and I appreciate it. Some of you have called, and I do appreciate it. I do. I like being able to interact with you guys and talk to you, and let you know that I am real. And I do return phone calls and, things of that nature. So you can also reach me you can email me at marcusjjackson@hotmail.com. It's in the comments as well. So I'm not sure if it's showing up or whatever. So I don't know. But all right. So let's get grounded real quick. Every session so far I've been, I started doing some, starting off grounding ourselves, bringing ourselves present back into the body, being aware, because the mind and body is one, and we want to treat it as such. All right. So let's just get grounded real quick. Take a deep breath. Deep breath. All right, we're doing diaphragmatic breathing. So we're allowing air to expand in the belly. Blow it out one more time, deep breath. All right. Okay, so let's get started. Relationships is one of my passions. It's one of the things that my wife and I are relationship coaches. That's how we initially started our business. Our whole coaching business altogether, we started that as doing relationship coaching, and it has been a great learning experience. I've learned so much in teaching and coaching other people that it is it's done nothing but strengthen our own relationship. So I'm excited about tonight. Make sure you get your pen and paper out, all right? Because I need you to take some notes. You're going to want to take notes on some of this information because some of it you may not find doing research, but then again, some of you might be researchers and you just might find this information, all right? But I'm going to be sharing with you some information from my own personal experience and my own mistakes that I made in my previous marriages. That way you'll know that this information is real. It's not something that I looked up in a book or anything like that. These are things that I went through, and being divorced twice, and I definitely know what not to do. Okay, so I can definitely tell you what not to do. And over the course of time, I learned, by default, I learned the right, not the right things to do, but the things that were best for me and those that were in my immediate family. Okay, so grab a piece of, take a few minutes here, a few moments, get you some paper, something to write with real quick. I'm gonna go grab my tea and I'll be right back. Okay. All right. So let's get started. All right. So this one is called Relationship Magic. All right. Number one, first full day has been completed in the because September is National Suicide Awareness and Prevention Month. So let's start. Okay. So let's get some basics out of the way real quick, okay? And these are some basic things that you want to remember. For every male and female, there's a feminine and masculine energy. Okay, I'm saying it again. For every male and female, there is a feminine and masculine energy, right? So in each male, they have a balance of male energy and the balance of feminine energy. Same thing with the woman. There's the balance of female energy and male energy. All right. Scientifically, when you're born, when you're conceived during your 9-month journey to make it, to Earth, you are androgynous being up into a certain point. Like the sex isn't even revealed of a person up into a certain point. Like you can't see it. You can't, because there's nothing there, right? So you're an androgynous being. You're neither male or female. You're just you're a ball of growing energy, if you will. So I want you to keep that in mind throughout the remainder of this discussion, after this talk, lecture, whatever you want to call it. coaching session, if you will, because balance in relationships is the thing that's got us thrown off a little bit. It's the secret, that's no longer a secret. Like your relationship has to have balance, and in order for your relationship to have balance, the male and female have to be balanced as well. Okay, so we're going to dive in right now. So the number one thing I want you to keep in mind is effective communication, right? Effective communication, all right? Effective communication is literally, it's like magic. Like I call it, from a male standpoint, it's the magic. It's what makes everything flow. It makes all the energy flow in the right direction, right? If you are effectively communicating with your spouse, or your boyfriend, girlfriend, or whoever is important to you, relationship wise, you have basically won 90% of the battle. Okay. And what do I mean by effective communication? All right. Effective communication requires someone to talk, right? And it requires someone to listen. All right. Write that down. Effective communication in relationships, right? The new definition of effectively communicating, okay, according to Marcus, is one person has to talk, right? And the other person has to listen. That is the key to effective communication, all right? And you have to, and in listening, okay, let's go on that for a minute. If you are talking and you sit down and you're trying to discuss something, because a lot of times one of the most common things is I can't talk to her, or I can't talk to him. Well, she doesn't listen. Well, he doesn't listen, right? That's because you guys are not allowing each other to speak, okay? And when you don't allow each other to speak, what you're trying to communicate does not get through, right? And one ends up feeling not loved by the other. And this is what caused us to want to, commit suicide, because we feel like, no one loves us. If our spouse or our boyfriend or girlfriend, who is near and dear to our heart, that we expect to understand us throughout anything, right? If this person is not responding to what we're trying to communicate, then what is our purpose? What's our purpose? Why are we here? I don't want to go on living anymore if if I can't communicate with my wife, or I can't get them to understand or see things my way, or there's a misunderstanding and I can't get them to understand. It is imperative that you put yourself in a position to where you are able to listen to your spouse. Okay, it's very, very important, and not listen to react, right? Because a lot of us, they say, well, you're just listening to respond. Well, responding takes a little bit of thought, right? But if you're just reacting, you're just doing it off of instinct. You're doing it off of reacting because you are so emotional. You can't wait to jump in. You can't wait till they finish so you can jump in. Or you don't even wait till they finish. You just jump right in. You are, well, I told you this and I told you that. Oh, I don't care. Blah, 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 blah. I want to say this. I want to say this. I want to say that. Right? And nothing ever gets solved. And it's a problem that continues to fester time after time until there's a great big blow up. Right? So tonight, let's not wait until we blow up. All right? So write this down. Do not wait until you blow up. Talk about the situation in a timely manner. All right? Because I know some of us, we get so mad that we can't even talk. Like we can't even communicate with anybody because we're so upset or we're so overwhelmed with emotion that we're physically unable to speak because we are afraid of what we're going to say. Right? I know, I've been there. I know how it is. And it is, it's definitely not something that is, I don't know, it takes time. Okay? It's not something that happens overnight. Effective communication takes time. So I want you to remember that. All right? You don't want anybody to check out, and transition simply because they don't feel like somebody was listening to them, or they feel like somebody wasn't listening to them, right? And believe it or not, a lot of people that you talk to that have attempted suicide, it's because they were so overwhelmed, nobody to talk to, and they felt like there was nobody to listen, right? Those are the main things. They're overwhelmed. They don't feel like anybody would listen, or there was nobody to talk to, right? So if you feel, I also write this down too. If you feel like somebody might be, going back and forth with suicide, ask them. One of the main things they teach you to ask, they teach you to do is ask. Hey, what's going on with you? You definitely want to stay. You're not thinking about doing harm to yourself, right? Or you definitely want to stay with us, right, on this side. So ask the question. Don't be afraid to ask that question. If you really care about the people that surround you, there's nothing wrong with that. We have to create a platform, and this is one of the things that I'm doing, creating a platform for people who can talk about mental health issues, can talk about the things, and just let them know that it's okay. It's okay to say something's wrong and that you need help, and it's good to know that somebody's here. So if you think that you're the only one feeling the way that you feel, I would invite you to scroll down my timeline and look at the comments that people have put, the questions that they asked. And people are going back and forth, they're dialoguing about, the same things that you might be feeling. All right. So please don't think that, you're out here or you're going through these feelings alone. Everybody deals with depression and anxiety at some point in their life. They just handle it in different ways. Okay. So, by all means, don't think you're alone. All right. So, anyway, let's balance the scales a little bit more, right? I'm gonna go into a little more detail. Now that you are, now that you know how to effectively communicate, right? What is it that you're communicating? Okay. A lot of times, one of the most common things that we deal with, my wife and I, when we're coaching couples, is, where they get to communicating effectively or clearly, but there are obstacles that kind of get in the way of that effective communication. Yes, you've said what it is that you want. You've taken the time to listen. And now it's time to take action and to implement the things that you talked about doing, or, you talked about becoming the strongest version of yourself. And now it's time to put action into play, right? So one example that I'm going to use is myself. I'm making a transition from workplace to back home. All right. Because a lot of times we feel like that our spouse they love their job more than they love us, or they're nice to the people at the job, but really the people at the job is treating them like shit, right? They're upset with the people at the workplace, so they come home and they vomit all of their problems on you as a spouse, and you're like, I don't really want to hear that. Like, I'm excited to see you. You're off work. I don't want to hear you complain, quote unquote, about the people at work and what happened, and how you did this and how you don't want to tolerate this, and you're fighting traffic on the way back and forth to work. So that's a stressor in itself, right? But remember, you communicated effectively, right? But the thing is, what is it that you're communicating? So now you're building, you're working on your relationship, and when you get home, when I would get home, I would be like, I would be still excited, still wound up about what happened at work, um, pumped up about, you know, getting into it, or what was the outcome, or how I didn't like this or how I didn't like that, and why are people this and why are people that. So I would literally dump everything on my wife, and it's like, yeah, she wanted to hear it, but every night, every single night. So a lot of times, what I realized from talking to other officers, and it just they said, we have to take you can't take anything home with you, right? So because I lacked that transition point, right, it caused me to communicate the wrong message to my wife, right? Because now I got the adrenaline dump going. Like I said, I'm still pumped up, so I haven't wound down. So I just, get out of the car, I get my gear, I walk into the house, I'm snappy, I'm hungry, she wants to give me a hug and a kiss, and the kids want to jump on me and all that good stuff. And I'm like, oh God, hey, y'all back up, give me some time, get out of the way. And I'm grumpy, my whole mood is just garbage, right? And I don't want to treat my wife like that, and I don't want to treat my children like that. But she thinks that I don't care about her, or I don't love her because I don't want to be bothered. Like, I don't want to be touched per se when I first come in. I want to go straight to the kitchen. I want to give me something to eat, give me some water to drink, go take a shower, and then I can come in there and communicate and whatever. But by that time, she's already mad. The children are already disappointed and crying, and they don't they're like, Dad is a big big meanie, and the wife thinks you're an asshole. So it's imperative. It's really, really important to have a transitioning period, right? So what that is, what I did, I took 10 to 15 minutes, right, to wind down, right? Especially if you have a stressful job, like maybe a nurse or police officer, where you're dealing with people all day long, even a realtor. If you're dealing with people all day long, and 90%, 95% of people complain all day long anyway. So you have to decompress, if you will, right? And how you do that is, first, have a conversation with your wife and your children, right? Explain to them what is going on, all right? Take a minute and write this down, all right? You have to decompress, right? You have to have a transitioning period, right? This is the magic, okay? This is the relationship magic that I'm talking about, all right? Explain to them that you have a very, very stressful job. And now that I listen to Marcus, I understand that I am still wound up and pumped up about the things that happen at work. And yes, I do need an outlet. I do need to release that before I bring it home to my family, right? So before I do that to you guys, I want to have a minute to decompress, all right? And once you explain that to them, they will begin to understand that, oh, okay, it's not that my baby doesn't love me, or it's not that Daddy doesn't love us. The job is stressful, and there has to be a transitioning period, right? So when you come home, kiss mama, right? Kiss the kids, and go straight to your room, right? Don't get nothing to eat. Don't grab a beer. Don't touch nothing, all right? Okay? Don't do nothing. Like I said, kiss mama, kiss the babies, and tell them I will be right back, all right? And then you go into your ritual of, taking your gear off or changing clothes or whatever it is that you do, and, take a shower, right? 10 to 15 minutes, right? 10 to 15 minutes to allow yourself to transition. Take a bath, go for a walk. There's a lot of things that you can do to help you have that moment of decompression, right? and that helps out tremendously. I mean, it helps out. It will change. It will definitely change your life, because you don't want to, you don't want your job to cause, any type of harm to your family, and definitely that being something, getting rejected by family, or you feel like your spouse isn't listening, and then something happens, or you decide to transition yourself in retaliation, or because something happened, or because there was a misunderstanding or a miscommunication about the way you were trying to effectively communicate. All right. So you want to take that time to decompress. You can meditate. I used to take a nap. Like, I used to take a 10 to 15 minute nap, sometimes 20, and I would go to sleep. Like, I would literally lay on the bathroom floor and take a nap. I would just lay there, and I would set my alarm. I had my alarm on my phone. I set it for 15 minutes, right? And for that last 5 minutes, going into 20 minutes, I would take a shower, just get all that gunk off of you, get that negative energy. Write this down: meditation showers. All right. So, a meditation shower is you envisioning all of the negative energy, right? All of those problems, all of the anger, all the complaints, all of the disappointments of the day. You are literally envisioning them wash off of your body, right? And going down the drain. You really want to focus on this, right? Take a minute, let the water hit you, close your eyes, and just mentally envision all of your problems, all of everything that happened today. Just drown those memories down, just take them down the drain with the water, right? Then that's what I call meditation showers, and they help out tremendously. Okay, that's definitely something that I would recommend in a situation like that. Let me check comments real quick. All right. Check my chat. Okay. So, yes. Feel free if you have any questions. Put them in the comments. I'll definitely answer them for you. Real quick, if you're just popping on, please go to look at the comments, and you'll see where I put the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline phone number. It's 1-800-273-8255. All right. If you need someone to talk to right now, if you are in danger of hurting yourself or someone else, please call 911. All right. If you want to talk to me afterwards, after this video, my contact number is 469-626-7486. All right. Let's continue. So let's talk a little bit about the why that happens. Okay. We'll talk about the biology a little bit of why these things happen. So when you're stressed out, you produce this chemical called cortisol, right? And cortisol is what I call the fat hormone, or what researchers or scientists would call the fat hormone. So it comes on when you're in a high stress situation, or you're in a state of constant worry, right? Which may be, that same feeling may happen when you're depressed or anxious about something, right? Your body produces cortisol, and it is a protection hormone as well, because the most important things are those things that are right in the core. So if you have a lot of belly fat, hanging around the midsection, that's why. Because, not only is it, bad eating habits or eating habits that need to be improved, it's also the stress, right? So if stress is causing this, and indirectly causing these problems in your life, you definitely want to work on doing something other than what you're doing. All right. And also a chemical of adrenaline kicks in. So the minute something happens at work, you have, your heart starts pumping, your blood pressure rises, and that's all a reaction because the adrenaline is starting to flow. Your adrenal glands are pumping, and it's like, no, she didn't, or no, he didn't. Who that the ego kicks in, and it's like, who does this person think they are? Like, who do you think you are? Who are you talking to? Right? I know she didn't do me like this, or I know he didn't do me like that. So it becomes a fight to balance those hormones, right? So the adrenaline dumps, okay, and you're coming down off of that high. So now, at this particular point, there's going to require some nurturing, on your end, right? Whether it be, male or female. And remember, I talked about the masculine and feminine energy in the male and female. Okay, so these things that we are experiencing are very, very primal. They're instinctive, right? Because that's our natural biological makeup. We respond, the way we respond and the way we react to a stimulus is by producing chemicals that either protect us or put us in flight mode or put us in fight mode, right? And if your body's in a constant state of arousal or a heightened sensitivity, right? Your senses, like your hearing and your seeing and your sense of smell are heightened, right? That's because your adrenaline is pumping and everything is shunted towards the core, because that's where all of the the stress hormones go to protect those organs. So if you ever notice, police officers, a great deal of them are very overweight in the midsection, right? That's because of the stress of the job. All right, and not properly doing something about that stress or